Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today. SI UK India is live with St. George University, Grenada. Over to you, Henna.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Deepika. My name is Hina Vadir and I am the Regional Recruitment Manager for St. George's University, looking after North and West of India. Along with me, I have my colleague Bharat Gadia. Bharat, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, my name is Bharat Gadia. I'm based in the UK. However, I've traveled to India numerous times. I hope everybody's staying safe. I work as the regional director. Back to you.
Thank you, Bharat. What I'm going to do is switch my video off so there's no lag with this presentation. I'm sure you can see my screen right now. So thank you very much for joining us today. I'm going to explain why St. George's University Medical School is a popular choice among international students and also among US and Canadian students, because as nearly as 80% of our students are from the States and Canada. Do feel free to drop your questions in the chat box or ask away at any of your questions that you have at the end of the presentation. So here we have a beautiful picture that I'm sure you will agree looks like a holiday resort. Well, this is our main campus and it is the Grenada Compass, which is where St. George's University is based. We were founded 44 years ago on this beautiful sunny island. And we have graduated over 18,000 doctors who have practiced medicine or become a medical researcher in more than 50 countries around the world. So what is the first question that they usually ask when they're sitting in your place? One of the top questions our candidates ask is, will I get a US residency? Studying medicine abroad is a significant investment, and understandably, you dream of practicing medicine in the US and you would want to know what you are going to achieve and how you're going to achieve your goal. And that starts with a US residency placement when you graduate. St. George's University graduates secure more US residencies than any other med schools graduates anywhere in the world. I am proud to say that 92% of our international students, and with international, I mean who are not US citizens or permanent residents, obtain a US residency position in the year of their graduation. So to put this statistic a little bit into context, so that you understand why I'm proud of this number, the percentage of international students who attend a medical school outside of the US and are able to obtain a US residency place on graduation was 59% in 2019. The percentage of international students in the US med schools is less than 1% versus 25% at St. George's. And some residency programs in the US don't accept non-US citizens or permanent residents who require visa sponsorship. The match rate for all PGY, and that means postgraduate year 1 students who graduated in the US in 2020 was 93.7%. This includes US citizens, permanent residents, and non-US citizens and permanent residents who graduated from med school in the US. And our match rate is very competitive. And to give you a bit of an idea, in 2019, it was at 94%. Ultimately, for all of you, getting a residency is the goal of going to medical school. You can't receive your license to practice in the US without completing a residency. It is the culmination of all your hard work and your years of medical school. Therefore, we believe that the difference between your chances of obtaining a US residency with St. George's University compared to any other medical school is a great testimony to the quality of our med school. So here you can see a statistic of ours as well. We proudly in 2020 graduates obtained residencies of 1,110, which is a staggering number. And this year so far, there have been 1,067 residencies, and we are still counting. No other medical school in the world provides more new doctors to the US healthcare system, and I am happy to say that many St. George's graduates are able to secure their residency positions at the first choice hospitals and healthcare centres. With our excellent track record of placing St. George's students in US residencies, it is unsurprising that St. George's University is the second largest source of physicians in the US. And we are, as I said in my previous slide, the #1 provider of US physicians that come from outside of the US. So students like yourselves, you will be graduating and we will work very hard to place you into the US workforce. And what's great as well is that we are an international university, not actually in the US, and we are above a US university. So another question we often get asked is, how does our clinical network help obtain a residency? Well, of course, our excellent track record of placing graduates in the US residencies doesn't happen just by chance. At St. George's University, we take a personalised approach to guide, support, and provide you with information on student successes from the day that they join us at med school. One of the several crucial student support divisions at St. George's is our Office of Career Guidance and Student Development, or as we abbreviate it as OCG. And this really kind of helps you place, it really gives you a personalized approach as to, how your journey will be at St. George's. They help you with your CV, your personal statement, interview skills, residency applications, and all the important things that are needed that would, you require to get a residency and get the application process going. Now, with that, in terms of you actually getting the US residency, it is essential for it to be strategic in the process and the importance of the residency in your medical training. And that is why the clinical network is really, really important. So how do you know what kind of residency you would be interested in? After doing your clinical rotations, which we would place you at in one of the 70+ hospitals and healthcare systems that we have in 3 countries, that is the US, including the US and UK. And, we want to maximize our students' exposure to medicine as it is practiced in different parts of the US and also elsewhere in the world. We maintain this vast network so that there are always enough excellent clinical spots for our students, and there are St. George's faculty there at all affiliated hospitals. So we are all committed to supporting our students throughout their medical school career and at all locations, and this includes their clinical training. When you do your clinical training with us, it's in the last 2 years of your medical degree, and you will be exposed to so many specialities and subspecialties in top hospitals and medical centres in these countries. This will allow you to focus your career path and gain exposure to programs to which you might apply for your residency. At the same time, you meet other physicians who might be in a position to write you a letter of recommendation for your residency application, or become known to the program director at a top choice residency program of your chosen speciality. During your clinical rotations, you will be able to demonstrate your training and your drive and passion for medicine through your work. And this will really help others advocate for you in the future. So another question we often get asked is, does my education at St. George's University prepare me for the USMLE? We often get this question, and actually we get it from almost every student. The USMLE, which stands for the United States Medical Licensing Exam, consists of 3 parts, and this is how it goes. Step 1 tests your basic sciences knowledge after you complete your first 2 years. Step 2 is testing your clinical knowledge and clinical skills during your 4th year. And step 3 is taken whilst you are in residency. If you want to become a doctor in the US, you cannot practice medicine without passing all 3 steps of the test. And everyone pursuing a US residency must take it. The results are published formally in the US every year, which allows a full comparison of students' level of preparation across different medical schools. So here is a statistic from us about our students passing their first time USMLE Step 1, with 94% of them in 2019. So now I'm going to play a short video to introduce a little bit more of our Grenada campus to you.
SGU has done so much to help me prepare. From the very beginning, they always try to keep in mind what's our end goal.
I believe that SGU has really helped propel me towards my lifelong dream of becoming a doctor.
I'm very confident that I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have gotten residency at Mayo Clinic if I had gone to any school other than St. George's. SGU was the best investment I've made in my entire life. Absolutely.
SGU has an outstanding network of over 16,000 School of Medicine graduates who practice in all 50 United States as well as 50 countries around the world. That's truly remarkable.
We've been in existence for over 40 years, so we've trained a whole lot of doctors. And probably one of the most unique advantages of coming to St. George's is the amount of support that we give to our students. We attempt to make every student that we accept to the med school be successful. We can offer a wide variety of educational pathways leading to the MD degree, which means the vast majority of students that want to be a physician are going to become physicians.
Studying here is quite demanding, but I believe that the school is here to help us, supporting all the students and their families, and that is a big thing.
On campus, an SGU lifestyle, I think, is similar to a school in the States, except you have this beautiful environment where you're really focused on becoming a doctor.
This is a comprehensive campus. We have 65 buildings. We actually run our own bus service. We have our new exercise facility, restaurants, and our brand new dorm is spectacular. We really cater to the unique needs of all of our students and create an incredibly safe and supportive environment.
The school really tries to help you make sure that you know what you're doing, and it's just really nice to have such a big community.
The key to medical education is the learning group size, because that's the environment where you're learning medicine. And most of our curriculum is taught in small groups of 8.
One of the things we do here is we've set up DES, the Department of Educational Services, where our students learn how to learn.
We really focus on the individual. It's really student-centered education. We work with students in workshops. We work with students in small groups. We also do provide one-on-one support for students who are developing their English language.
They provide practice tests, educational material, all of that. And so when I took Step 1, for me, it felt like taking another St. George's test.
We're often judged by the success of our students in USMLE exams. And in fact, we are virtually identical to a US medical school in our success rate. But in addition to standardized tests, I think we are particularly good at preparing students to be lifelong learners long into their careers.
The first 2 years in Grenada really prepared me well to succeed here in clinical rotations.
And I do believe that these clinical rotations are probably the most important aspect in trying to narrow down what you want to do for residency.
St. George's allowed me to do multiple rotations, to repeat rotations that I was interested in, and were incredibly encouraging.
We have relationships with over 70 hospitals. So it's really an opportunity for our students to think about, where do I want to train to get the residency that you're looking for?
I'm a second-year resident, and I know this is a privilege. It's a path that not everyone gets to walk, and SGU is really the stepping stone that enabled me to be here.
If you look at the average residency placement, all those numbers are on par, if not better than the US averages, and that's a testament to St. George's.
I'm a big believer in diversity, and all one needs to do is come on the campuses and walk, and you look around you and you see diversity.
I've met so many great people from so many different countries, and they all have different experiences from their country.
You learn about their backgrounds, their customs, their cultures, and having that exposure is crucial, in terms of being able to take care of people down the road.
Our students have the opportunity to train all over the world. We have actually been working in partnership with Northumbria University in Newcastle, England. And one of the things that we can now offer to students is to spend the first year of your medical curriculum in Newcastle.
It gives you a perfect combination of doing 1 year of school in England and 1 year of school in Grenada, and then your clinical rotations in North America, or to come back to the UK.
That type of international medical education is not only extremely valuable, but is quite unique.
Being a doctor in the 21st century, I think not only means being able to take care of patients, but also making sure that you continue to better yourself as a doctor. That's a really key point here, is that St. George's does a phenomenal job at getting you ready for your career.
I don't think that I would have been able to get the experience that I've gotten here at SGU anywhere else.
As soon as they drape the white coat over you, you kind of have that sense that this is the beginning of the journey.
My parents feel pretty happy about this because I'm doing something which is beneficial for mankind.
If you put in the work, doors will fly open for you. And I'm just very, very fortunate and thankful for that opportunity.
So I hope you enjoyed that video and it gave you a good insight into the university and our Northumbria campus as well. As you saw from the video and probably figured, we offer a US style curriculum which prepares our students well for the USMLE exams. Just like US medical schools, the first 2 years, so if you can see my cursor here, the MD program, you are spent studying basic sciences. You can choose to these 2 years, that was my mistake, excuse me. And you can choose to study these 2 years on our main campus in Grenada or study in the UK, as you saw in the video, at our partner, Northumbria University, for your first year, and then move to Grenada in your second year. After these 2 years, I mentioned you will sit your USMLE exams. And then in the third year, you will do your clinical rotations here into the fourth year as well, either in the US or the UK or Canada for the final year. On graduating, those of you who would like to work in the US will start your residency in the US. So just to show you a little bit of a map of where we are located, we also have a campus in India, and you can start your 5-year program the first year in India also, so that option is available to you as well. So that's over here for the 5-year program. And if you're starting the 5-year program, the requirement is 80% or over in your 10+2, and we can certainly provide you with more information on that. So here is a little bit of a timeline of the MD pathway with SGU as well. So what will my life be like at SGU? Well, you saw from the video that students are very happy when they are studying with us at SGU, and why would you not be? We have high quality accommodations and amenities to support your life and studies, from a gym to, as you can see, a beautiful beach so close to the campus, and all kinds of different cuisines to be able to choose from on a day-to-day basis. And that's just some of the things that that helps our medical students really flourish in their studies. There's lots of student clubs and organizations, from a Muslim club to a Hindu club to a Sikh club. There is lots of festivals that go on throughout the year, whether they be Holi, Diwali, Eid, Iftars, throughout Ramadan. So you are never spoilt for choice, and there's always something for you to do. And as I spoke about sports earlier and recreation opportunities, there are lots to choose from. So a question we often get asked, of course, if you are an aspiring medic and you want to come to St. George's University, is how would you apply? The application process is fairly simple, and our colleagues at SIUK would be able to help you with this process. You submit your application online with all of your documents if you are able to do so. These include 2 letters of recommendation, your English exam result, meaning IELTS at grade 7 and 7 across all 4 bands, your extracurricular activity certificates, a personal statement, and a passport scan. Once your documents are reviewed, we will invite you in for an interview if you are successful. An admissions decision is made thereafter, and then you are offered your acceptance. You then accept your offer and submit your deposit to secure your spot. And it really is as easy as that. You will then travel to Grenada or the UK, or of course to Ramallah if that is your option for your first year, and you will begin to start studying medicine. So here are some details of the contacts that you have in India, but of course your first point of contact will be with SIUK. So please feel free to ask any questions in the chat box.
Hello, Ayushi.
Thank you, Hannah, for the knowledgeable presentation. I am just going to the Q&A session now.
Okay.
The first question that we have received is about scholarships. So is there any scholarship available for the Indian students?
Yes, we do have scholarships available, and they are on a needs basis. So it is dependent on your financial circumstances, and there is a process that we need to follow for scholarships. So we can certainly provide you with that information, but there are scholarships provided on a needs basis.
Thank you. The next question is, what are the job opportunities during studies? Is part-time job available?
So it's not something that we allow. Medical, studying for medicine is a very robust program. It's intense, and we expect our students to be fully focused on their studies. And so part-time job opportunities is not something that we allow or that we recommend, really, because it just wouldn't work with, studying medicine.
Thank you. The next question that we have received is, can you tell me more about the September intake? Any deadline if you have?
So we are taking applications right now, and if you are interested for this year, September intake, then you should be actually submitting your application round about now in order to be able to get it reviewed and have your interview and make sure that the process is in a timely manner.
Great. So the next question is, what options do I have for Pharma D?
For what, sorry?
For Pharma.
We don't offer pharmacy.
Pharmacies.
It's only medical.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, where do students do their clinical rotations?
So we have 70 affiliated hospitals in the US or the UK, and our Career Department Education Centre will help, match students up to their choice of country that they want to do their clinical rotations in, and with those hospitals that we are affiliated with.
Great. Next question is, what is the average MCAT and GPA of MD entering students?
Good question, Bharat.
So, in order to qualify for our 5-year program, in their 10+2, so in their 12 standard, they would need a minimum of 80%. And and what we specify is we need a minimum of 80% in biology, chemistry, and physics. Ideally, if they've done maths, that would be great. But in those 3 subjects, we expect a minimum of 80%.
And maths is a requirement. So if you don't have maths, it's not a huge issue because we will be able to guide you as to how to obtain the math as well.
Thank you. Let's move to the next question. If my academic profile is not as competitive, will you consider work, research, and extracurricular activities?
No, unfortunately, no. What we require is, like I said, a minimum of 80%. If it's not up to 80%, say it's between 70 and 79%, we also, as Hina specified in the presentation, we offer a 6-year program. So it would be, as opposed to doing 1 year preclinical, it would be 2 years preclinical for those that fall into the 70 to 79%. If it's anything outside of that, what we suggest is to go to a foundation provider, build up the portfolio, and then join our preclinical program.
Okay. Next question is, after graduation, how many years will we get stay back in UK for medicine courses?
After you have finished with the program with us at St. George's?
Yes, with the courses and the university.
Right. That really depends on what you want to specialize in. So it can be from 1 year to 2 years to 3 years, going up to about 5 years. So it depends on in which area you want to become a doctor in.
Okay, great. The next question is, who all are allowed to give a letter of recommendations?
So letters of recommendations can come from your teachers at schools. Your science teachers are the best people to be able to provide you with that. But also, if you have any work experience at a GP practice or in a hospital, you've done any volunteering, then they will also be able to provide you with a letter of recommendation.
Okay, great. The last question that we have received is, from whom do you need to get okay, this is the same question about the recommendation of letters only. I think I have covered most of the question, almost every question we have covered. Yeah, so anything that you would like to add on apart from these questions and presentation?
I mean, if you are interested for this year, then please do get your applications in, and please speak to your counsellor at SIUK, who will be able to help you with that process. And please make sure that you have all of your documents. And if you do have any further queries or questions, or you're uncertain about anything, then please feel free to get in touch with SIUK or myself, and I'll be more than happy to guide you through that process.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for the presentation.
Thank
you.
you.
It's over to you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And to all the students who are watching us right now, please feel free to contact to SIUK office with whatever requirement you need to know or whatever information you need to know. So we are moving towards the end of the seminar today. Thank you so much for your time today, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.